Alright, what's up guys and gals? This will be day one of teardown and give you a little walk around of the car and kind of, you know, my process of what I like to do first. So skid plates will come off first. Let's get it. All right, a little tech tip when you're doing skid plates. I like to just take a jack, just let it barely, just kind of put pressure on the skid plate. These are big, thick UMHW skid plates, so they weigh a lot, probably 75 pounds between all three, maybe more. When you're up underneath there and pulling out all the bolts, of course the last bolt's gonna have a ton of pressure on it, so I use a jack just to hold everything up, keep pressure off the bolts, that way you don't strip bolts. And also another handy dandy tool is my magnet tray. You can see I've got a few of these things. I actually have 4 of them, one for each corner, that way when I'm working on stuff I don't lose bolts. Yeah, let's get started on the skids. Next step for me that I would like to do is to get all the paneling off. This is all that's covering my dash. Just a little skin. Not a whole lot to these cars. We try to make them as bare as I can. That way they go real fast. That's it. It's all one section. Pretty neat. Front shocks will come off first, and then the brake caliper, take the axle nut off, hubs will come off, pull the axles out, take the knuckles or uprights, whatever you want to call them, get those off, and then from there it'll pretty much just be the arms. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts holding the arms on. Get the arms off. Little tech tip is take your all your bolts and put them. I just thread them back into where they came out of. Clearly these are old and rusted, so we're not going to use them again next year, but at least you know where they came out of. same thing. Put my bolts back out where they came from. That way I don't lose any of my bushings. All the front suspension arms and stuff are off. And next will be the steering rack and the front diff. CanAm steering rack's held on with 19 millimeter, 19 millimeter, 18 millimeter. That's 13 millimeter on the steering shaft. And then two 18 millimeter, one right there, one right there. This one has the Hess brace and the Hess steering flag. That way it makes it all one solid piece. You are not going to bend or break this. These are the Dirt Monkey Performance tie rods. Same tie rods I've had on all year that were in both of my crashes. They're super stout and very light. Let's get to it. What's up, Mama? It's going. What y'all doing?
Trying to get little Noah. Sleep.
You want me to go to sleep? All right, so next I'm going to get the front diff out. Alright, so that concludes the front for today. All that stuff's out. Alright, so the first thing, just like the front, 15 millimeter bolt to get your calipers off, 30 millimeter to get your axle nut off, and the hubs will come off. And then all this stuff, all your radius rod bolts are normally 18s. These are actually a different bolt. I think these are 16s. These are Dirt Monkey Performance radius rods. Same thing, they're billet 70-75. So they are they're pretty light. They're powder coated, so you can't tell they're billet, but clearly you can see they hold up to rocks and abuse. And same thing, both of the crashes I had this year, none of my radius rods bent. These things are super stout. Next, I'm gonna take the shocks off, and I might call it for a day. That way, you don't lose your bolt when it's on the shelf or something. They're not gonna come out. Keep everything organized. So that pretty much concludes it for today. Got the front done and got all the stuff off the rear as far as suspension parts go. Always